Hey everyone, it is Ashley and Bill for another mortgage moment. My name's Ashley Tullis. I'm a residential real estate agent here in God's country, Dripping Springs, Texas. And this is my compadre, Bill.Roegelein. He is my money man in all of Texas and a few other states. And today, Bill, I was hoping we could chat about ARMs or adjustable rate mortgages. I feel like back in 2008, they became the catchphrase of everything that ruined the economy. But are there instances where they make sense? Are they really the devil in the loan industry of products? Talk to me about them.
Yes, well, it's a good point you said because, it was trapping a lot of people using an ARM. So an ARM is an adjustable rate mortgage, which um, in easy terms is there's a 5-year ARM, a 7-year ARM, and a 10-year ARM usually. So what that means is you are locked into this ARM rate for, let's just use the 5-1 ARM as example. You were locked into this ARM rate for 5 years. And after year 5, the interest rate will adjust. Now, it
Okay.
can adjust good, better. It can adjust worse, just depending on where the market is. So there is some risk to it when that 5th year comes around. If you get to the 5th year of where your rate is, the 1 means that there's a 1% cap on how much it can adjust that year. So if the rates are worse, it can only go up to 6%.
Okay.
If rates are better, it can only go down to 5%, or excuse me, 4%, if we're basing on a 5% rate, okay, for this 5-1 ARM. So there's good and bad of it. It's most ARMs now with these programs you can find out there actually have very, very competitive rates. So it's a good scenario for certain individuals, maybe well-qualified borrowers, to take advantage of an ARM, because where our market is today, right? Interest rates are still high.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is, I don't know if you'd ever step into seeing year 5 in an ARM, because then more likely you'd be refinancing out of it. But again, it could be a good option to save some money in your pocket for those first 5 years if you're keeping it. Use that for something else, pay down principal, because generally most ARM programs that you can find out there can be much better rates than a standard conventional 30-year program.
Awesome. I've also kind of heard that you need to look at your timeline. You know, the statistics say most people sell every 5 to 7 years, but I was thinking, man, maybe that would be a really useful tool for those people that are relocating for jobs, and maybe they're only going to be there for like 3 or 4 years, but they don't want to waste money on rent. So I was wondering if that would make sense to look at that type of
Yeah,
product.
absolutely. If market is kind of flat and ideal, and rates are back to, let's just say, the 4s, and there's not much news of big changes, obviously barring any catastrophic event or something like that, it makes a ton of sense. Because yes, well, first of all, average lifespan of a house and someone living there, 5 to 7 years, depending on. So like you said, hey, I'm living here, I'm working out 3-4 years at this job, and we are moving back to wherever home is, then an ARM could absolutely make sense, because again, you will never see that mortgage adjust, because you're probably selling by then. So absolutely, that's a great scenario to have. If you guys know, and family knows, timeline is ever changing, and you know how life happens. It happens. So could mean you're moving, could mean a new job, could mean bigger house.
I'm curious, you said this is a great product for well-qualified buyer. Can you give me a hit list? What's a well-qualified buyer look like?
Yeah, so it's not just for well-qualified borrowers. There's just some programs out there with certain investors and so forth that have very competitive rates with an ARM. And when I say well-qualified, as one, it's a 25% down payment, more than likely. Their debt ratios are under 40%, usually under closer to 35%, and credit scores over 720. So those are the ones, when I present this product to individuals, I got to be sure that they are, set well off with not just where their income's at, but have a good down payment, and also where their credit score is. That's where I think you can be real competitive with one of these ARM products.
What do those rates look like? I mean, we're having this conversation February 2024. How do those rates stack up against other loan products right now?
Well, I'll tell you, and I haven't quoted the rates today, but from my experience from a normal conventional 30-year, if you're well qualified to use this program, it's probably at least a full percent point better. So when I
Awesome.
say it's good, there's some really competitive ARM rates, at least with some programs that we use.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the explain like I'm five, dumbed down version of those adjustable rates mortgage. Guys, we have lots of informational videos here on our YouTube channel. So click around, check out other topics. If you have questions or curiosities about all things real estate, I'm your girl, Ashley Tullis. If you need a money man, Bill.Roegelein is your guy. So reach out so we can help you further. And with that, we will see y'all next week.
Talk to you soon.